G'day everyone, Brian here. So I'm going to do, I guess, a part 3 on birding in Langkawi. So I did the 2-day birding tour, organised birding tour with JungleWalla. And just remember, my focus is bird photography, not so much birding. So you will see more birds than what I do, or count more birds than what I'm going to mention. These are ones that I got to photograph. First thing I did after the organised tour was go back to the area around Tanjung Beach. Put the spelling up of the beach where I knew the fruiting tree was that we'd seen the afternoon before. And of course the oriental pied hornbills came back in droves again. There was the Asian coiled males and females, the pied imperial pigeons, or the imperial pied pigeons, and again the pre-hill miners. So I spent the morning just hanging out there. Went down around this road where there's this creek just opposite, looking for the ruddy kingfisher. No luck, didn't expect to see them, didn't see them. Down the end of that road there's a little village and paddy fields. It starts there. Saw purple heron flying off, striated heron calling from way up in this palm tree, which they seem to want to do in Langkawi. Was a white-throated kingfisher, which you'll understand the call once you know it better. But way up high and off in the distance above the paddy field, so I took a couple of photos, but I didn't love them. Got good looks at collared kingfishers, however, then went back to the fruiting tree again and just hang out there and got some great shots of the oriental pied oriental pied hornbills, and I'm just fascinated with these hornbills that they have here in Southeast Asia, so that was really cool. Then next morning I went over to the little mangrove area that was close to Pantai Senang Beach where we were staying. And it's just, you literally get out and you can walk this little road along, and there's like a little creek that runs along the side there. And again, looking for the brown-winged kingfisher, and I ended up seeing them every time I was there. I went there 3 times, once with the organised tour, twice by myself. Always saw brown-winged kingfishers. I'm going to show you one main area where they hang out. It's one of the restaurants halfway along the road, I guess, halfway. So there's a restaurant where you get dropped off. I'll put the name up because that's where the grab point is. It doesn't recognise the other restaurant just a little bit further along that road where the brown-winged kingfishers, I kept seeing them. However, they can be seen at different ends of this little creek. This road's maybe 700 metres long, and you can just walk up and down looking for kingfishers. But got to see them again. I saw them when I went back a second time, and it ended up being like a kingfisher hotspot, because on the last time, the one I hadn't got a good look at was the common kingfisher, and once low tide, but the tide had come up a bit, so high enough for them to be able to dive and fish. I ended up seeing 6, 7, 8 of them flitting up and down the river. Managed to get some decent shots of common kingfishers as well. So I was thinking I'm going to give up and just go back, and it just so happened again, probably 2.5 hours or so into me hanging around there. It's getting hotter by the moment, but ended up seeing common kingfishers, collared kingfishers again, brown-winged kingfishers, and the white-throated kingfisher way up high in the palm tree, where I just got a shot with it kind of just in between a couple of palm fronds. But it was, again, not the best shot, but certainly clear enough for you to see. So again, a couple of times there, kingfisher hotspot. If you want to look for brown-winged kingfishers, and you don't see them on the mangrove tour, you're almost guaranteed to see them. Especially look for the lowish tide where they tend to come out a little bit more. And even though there was a restaurant there with lots of people on the first night we went there, they seemed to be unfazed. The common are more skittish. The collared are a little less skittish than the common, but the brown-wing are quite confident. So just look out. You look for a thing that looks like a brownish leaf amongst green foliage. But we spent plenty of time with them. So if you want the kingfisher hotspot, I'm almost guaranteed to see brown-winged kingfishers, this is the place to go. I'm very close to Pantai Senang Beach. Then I went back to the Dream Forest area in the morning, and the reserve park, which is free, just near there. And again, nothing doing in the morning. Really wasn't a lot happening there. So you get to a point, and I didn't realise that that's really on one of the backsides of Gunung Raya, or Mount Raya, the tallest mountain in Langkawi. And there's this step area that's like over 4,500. And I just looked like no one had been walked up there for years. So I started walking up there thinking, I may as well just go check it out. We didn't walk up there last time on the organised tour. And I could hear that, and I got up to a certain point, I could hear that distinctive sound of excuse me, the great hornbills or wreathed hornbills that you hear. It's so distinctive, it's incredible. You often hear them before seeing them. But the foliage was up and down these steps and overhead, kind of hanging, and I could get glimpses of them just as they flashed through a little opening. And I walked up, I walked down, I walked up, I walked down these steps, not to the bottom and back, but I just hear them further up, and I tried to get to a spot. I just couldn't. I actually went off the path and tried to get another spot, and I was literally giving up. I was over an hour just walking up parts of these steps and walking back down. I didn't go the full 4.5, or maybe I was at 1,000 steps up, I'm not sure, 1,500, I don't really know. But I could just hear, it's so frustrating when you hear that sound, you see those flashes, because the hornbills are incredible. And I came back down, and finally I found an opening, and not all the way to the bottom. I was in this kind of area, walking up 80 steps, coming back down in this certain point, maybe at 1,000 steps or thereabout. When you go up these steps, it is beyond the point where there's a giant tree had fallen down, and there's a log that they've cut in half, so the steps. So it was beyond that by within 50 or 80 metres of that point. You can't miss it because there's no way they're going to go up and drag this tree out of the way, this whole thing from the side. So you keep going on beyond that. They came and settled just up, and there was another fruiting fig tree with enough view that I could see all three species of hornbills and end up getting some really good shots. I didn't photograph the pied, oriental pied, because I'd seen so many of them down around Tanjung Beach at the fruiting fig tree, so I didn't need any more shots. Also, there was a couple of other birds down there. There was thick-billed green pigeon, which is the first time I'd seen those. A really pretty pigeon with this lovely kind of almost yellow around the, I guess a yellowish colour around the eye. But I spent probably 40 plus minutes hanging out with these hornbills flying into this fig tree like I'd struck gold. Thank heavens, because I was getting really frustrated and about to chuck it in, and it was amazing. So try it, you'll certainly hear them, and if you're lucky you'll come across this fig tree if you're up there and it's fruiting at the time, because once they get into it, they really get into it. They're going to hang out there and just fly in and out all the time, flitting around eating. So you'll see the shots, because I got some crackers of the giant, especially, and also the wreathed hornbills. So take the organised tour, JungleWalla, learn the hot spots, and then if you're there for a bit more time, you can just go out to these spots and have a look around, or you could be like me, walk up those stairs. They do have a name, I'll put it in there as well, and show you, I guess maybe a picture of a map or something, and strike gold with the hornbills of Langkawi. So thanks for watching, bye for now.